أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
أتى أمر الله فلا تستعجلوه سبحانه وتعالى عما يشركون.
Translation: The command of Allah is coming, so do not try to hasten it. Exalted is He and high above what they associate with Him.
ينزل الملائكة بالروح من أمره على من يشاء من عباده أن أنذروا أنه لا إله إلا أنا فاتقون.
Translation: He sends down the angels with revelation by His command to whoever He wills of His servants, to warn humanity that there is no God except me, so be mindful of me. Explanation: Prophets are the teachers appointed by Allah to teach human beings. They are the highest ranking human beings in Allah's court. Deviant sects in Muslims downgrade the respect of prophets and equate them with ordinary human beings. They should know that equating prophets with ordinary human beings takes Iman away. You should never compare common people with prophets. It is in Quran. Allah knows it well who is capable for apostleship. An-Nahl 124. Religion is received through the prophets as it is a gift of Allah to humanity to lead a peaceful life free from wickedness and immorality. To claim receiving revelations of Allah is exclusive with the prophets. It is in Quran. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ does not say anything with his self-desire, except that this is the revelation which is coming to him from Allah. An-Najm 2. Islam distinguishes between an apostle of Allah, Rasul, and a prophet, Nabi. Both are divinely inspired recipients of Allah's revelations. However, the apostle receives a divine message or revelation for a community in a book form. Every apostle is a prophet. However, not every prophet is an apostle.
خلق السماوات والأرض بالحق تعالى عما يشركون.
Translation: He created the heavens and the earth with reason. He is above having any partners that they ascribe to Him.
خلق الإنسان من نطفة فإذا هو خصيم مبين.
Translation: He created man from a sperm drop, then he became a clear adversary.
وَالْأَنْعَامَ خَلَقَهَا لَكُمْ فِيهَا دِفْءٌ وَمَنَافِعُ وَمِنْهَا تَأْكُلُونَ.
Translation: He created the cattle in which there is warmth, wool or leather for you and other uses, and some of them you eat.
وَلَكُمْ فِيهَا جَمَالٌ حِينَ تُرِيحُونَ وَحِينَ تَسْرَحُونَ.
Translation: There is life and cheer for you as you drive them home in the evening and lead them out in the morning to graze.
وَتَحْمِلُ أَثْقَالَكُمْ إِلَى بَلَدٍ لَمْ تَكُونُوا بَالِغِيهِ إِلَّا بِشِقِّ الْأَنفُسِ إِنَّ رَبَّكُمْ لَرَءُوفٌ رَحِيمٌ.
Translation: And they bear your burdens to towns which you could not reach except by straining yourselves. Indeed, your Lord is most kind and most merciful.
وَالْخَيْلَ وَالْبِغَالَ وَالْحَمِيرَ لِتَرْكَبُوهَا وَزِينَةً وَيَخْلُقُ مَا لَا تَعْلَمُونَ.
Translation: And horses, mules and asses, for you to ride them, and for adornment, and He creates what you do not know.
وَعَلَى اللَّهِ قَصْدُ السَّبِيلِ وَمِنْهَا جَائِرٌ وَلَوْ شَاءَ لَهَدَاكُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ.
Translation: To Allah leads the right path, though some people deviate from the right path. If He willed, He could guide you all to the right way.
هو الذي أنزل من السماء ماء لكم منه شراب ومنه شجر فيه تسيمون.
Translation: It is He who sends down water from the sky, of which you drink, and which nourishes the plants you feed to your cattle.
ينبت لكم به الزرع والزيتون والنخيل والأعناب ومن كل الثمرات إن في ذلك لآية لقوم يتفكرون.
Translation: With it, He makes the crops grow for you, and olives, date palms, grapes, and fruits of all kinds. There is indeed a sign in that for people who reflect.
وسخر لكم الليل والنهار والشمس والقمر والنجوم مسخرات بأمره إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يعقلون.
Translation: And He has subjected for you the night and day, and the sun and the moon, and the stars are subjected by His command. Indeed, in that are signs for a people who understand.
وما ذرأ لكم في الأرض مختلفا ألوانه إن في ذلك لآية لقوم يذكرون.
Translation: And other things of different shades He has produced on the earth for you. In this are signs for those who reflect.
وهو الذي سخر البحر لتأكلوا منه لحما طريا وتستخرجوا منه حلية تلبسونها وترى الفلك مواخر فيه ولتبتغوا من فضله ولعلكم تشكرون.
Translation: It is He who has subdued the sea that you may eat fresh meat from it and obtain ornaments to wear. You see the ships sailing through it, that you may seek His bounties from it and perhaps be grateful to Him.
وألقى في الأرض رواسي أن تميد بكم وأنهارا وسبلا لعلكم تهتدون.
Translation: He has found in the earth firm mountains, lest it should shake with you, and made streams and ways so that you may be guided.
وعلامات وبالنجم هم يهتدون.
Translation: And the landmarks as well, and by the stars they are guided to reach their destinations.
أفمن يخلق كمن لا يخلق أفلا تذكرون.
Translation: Is He who creates like the one, deities or idols, who do not create? Will you not then take admonition?
وَإِن تَعُدُّوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ لَا تُحْصُوهَا إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَغَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ.
Translation: If you enumerate Allah's blessings, you will not be able to count them. Indeed, Allah is all forgiving, all merciful.
وَاللَّهُ يَعْلَمُ مَا تُسِرُّونَ وَمَا تُعْلِنُونَ.
Translation: Allah knows what you hide and what you disclose.
وَالَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ لَا يَخْلُقُونَ شَيْئًا وَهُمْ يُخْلَقُونَ.
Translation: Those whom they invoke besides Allah do not create anything and are themselves created.
أَمْوَاتٌ غَيْرُ أَحْيَاءٍ وَمَا يَشْعُرُونَ أَيَّانَ يُبْعَثُونَ.
Translation: They are dead, not living, and are not aware when they will be resurrected. Explanation: The deviant sects, Salafis, Deobandis and their like-minded groups follow the practice of Khawarij. They quote the above two verses, 20 to 21, and some other verses of Quran and impose them on Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Sahaba and Awliya Allah, and claim that after death their position is no different from the dead mushrikeen, in the sense that both cannot hear. Particularly, they quote the following four verses and equate prophets, Sahaba and Awliya Allah with the idols worship and by idol worshippers. They mock at Awliya Allah and claim that they are laying idols while idols of the idol worshippers are standing idols. First, it is in Quran, those whom they invoke besides Allah do not create anything and are themselves created. They are dead, not living, and are not aware when they will be resurrected. An-Nahl 20 to 21. Second, it is in Quran, verily you cannot make the dead hear and you cannot make the deaf hear the call when they turn their backs and retreat. An-Nahl 80. Third, it is in Quran, the living and the dead are not alike. Allah makes whoever He wishes hear, but you cannot make those in the graves hear. Fatir 22. Fourth, it is in Quran, surely you shall die and they too shall surely die. Az-Zumur 30. All the verses quoted above are from the Quranic surahs delivered in Makkah. We all know that the surahs delivered in Makkah were mostly in refutation of idol worship of Makkan pagans. Therefore, the above verses are surely meant for Makkan pagans. It is in Hadith, Ibn Umar radiyallahu ta'ala anhu considered the Khawarij and the heretics, Salafis and their like-minded groups, as the worst beings in creation, meaning worse than the Satan and his subordinate shayateen. And he said, they went to verses which were revealed about the disbelievers, the pagans of Makkah, and applied them to the believers, prophets, Sahaba, Awliya Allah and Muslims. Bukhari. We have discussed these verses below to explain that the contention of deviant sects is spurious. Verse number 1. It is in Quran, those whom they invoke besides Allah do not create anything and are themselves created. They are dead, not living, and are not aware when they will be resurrected. An-Nahl 20 to 21. The above verse are meant for Makkan pagans and their dead ancestors, which is proof from the following Quranic verses, hadith and quotes. First, it is in Quran, your guardian or solver of grievances can be Allah and His Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and those who believe, who establish salah and pay zakat and bow down in prayer. Al-Maidah 55. Second, it is in hadith narrated by Al-Hakim that Abu Ayyub Al-Ansari radiyallahu ta'ala anhu placed his forehead on the grave of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Marwan ibn al-Hakam, the governor of Medina, saw him and held his neck. Abu Ayyub radiyallahu ta'ala anhu said, I did not come to the stone idol. I came to the Apostle of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I heard the Apostle of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam say, do not weep for Islam if the qualified people were in charge, but weep for it if it was under the charge of unqualified. Al-Hakim related this hadith in Mustadrak and said it is Sahih. Ad-Dahabi, who is held in great regard by Salafis, agreed to his authentication. In the above hadith, there is a clear distinction between idol worship by idol worshippers and the graves of prophets, Sahaba and Awliya Allah. Paying respects, placing forehead on the mazar or kissing the mazars of Islamic dignitaries is the tradition of Sahaba. Look in the above hadith. Abu Ayyub radiyallahu ta'ala anhu is reported to have placed his forehead on the pious grave of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And when Marwan, the governor of Medina, tried to hold him, he says that I have come to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and not to an idol. Third, it is in hadith. Muad ibn Jabal radiyallahu ta'ala anhu and Bilal radiyallahu ta'ala anhu came to the grave of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and sat weeping, and Bilal radiyallahu ta'ala anhu rubbed his face against the grave of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ibn Majah 2 to 1320, Ahmad al-Tabrani, al-Subki and Ibn Asakir. The above hadith confirms the fact that kissing of graves and placing head and rubbing face on the graves is the tradition of Sahaba radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Fourth, it is in hadith. Yahya related from Imam Malik radiyallahu ta'ala anhu that he heard that Ali ibn Abi Talib radiyallahu ta'ala anhu used to rest his head on graves and lie on them, holding the grave with his stretched hands, while his head, entire face and chest is rested on the grave. Imam Malik radiyallahu ta'ala anhu said, as far as we can see, it is only forbidden to sit on the graves to relieve oneself. Muwatta Imam Malik, Book 16. Fifth, Ibn Taymiyyah, the first in command of Salafis, Deobandis and their like-minded groups, wrote a hadith in the book Sirat al-Mustaqim. A person came to the blessed grave of the Apostle of Allah ﷺ and requested food from the Prophet ﷺ and sat down. After a while, a Hashmi, a member of the Prophet ﷺ's family, came to him. He had with him a tray of food and said, "This food has been sent by the Prophet ﷺ, and with it he gave a message. Eat it and leave from here, because whoever loves us does not make this kind of wish." Iqtida as-Sirat al-Mustaqim, page 290 by Ibn Taymiyyah. From the above, it is proof that we can request from the pious people after their deaths for our needs, and they can help in alleviating our problems. Verse number 2. It is in Quran, "Verily, you cannot make the dead hear, and you cannot make the deaf hear the call when they turn their backs and retreat." An-Nahl 80. To understand the above verse in its correct perspective, read the verse which is mentioned immediately after this verse, verse number 81. We have quoted below both these verses together to understand factual meanings in this regard. It is in Quran, "Verily, you cannot make the dead hear, or you cannot make the deaf hear the call when they turn their backs and retreat." Verse 80. "Nor can you lead the blind out of their error. You cannot make none to hear except those who believe in our revelations and who have surrendered themselves to Islam." Verse 81. An-Nahl 80-81. When we read both the verses together, it is clear that the word dead is used to mean the disbelievers and not those who are actually dead. In verse 80, it is mentioned that when you call them, they turn their backs and retreat, meaning these verses are meant for the living Makkan pagans. Similarly, in verse 81, it is mentioned that you cannot make none to hear except those who believe in our revelations, which makes it abundantly clear that these verses are definitely meant for Makkan pagans who are unwilling to accept the truth of Islam. Verse number 3. It is in Quran, "The living and the dead are not alike. Allah makes whoever He wishes hear, but you cannot make those in graves hear." Fatir 22. To find out its actual meaning, let us study 3 verses immediately before this verse. We have provided below all 4 verses together for our readers to understand correct contextual meanings. It is in Quran, "The blind and the seeing are not alike." Verse 19. "Nor are the depth of darkness and the light." Verse 20. "Nor are the chilly shade and the genial gracious heat of the sun." Verse 21. "Nor are alike those that are living and those that are dead. Allah can make any that He wills to hear, but you, O Prophet ﷺ, cannot make those hear who are in graves." Verse 22. Fatir 19-22. Verse 19. "The blind and the seeing are not alike." This has reference to Makkan polytheists. Allah is referring them as blind because they do not have the light of Iman in their hearts. Verse 20. "The depth of darkness and light is not alike." This means Kuffar's hearts are buried in the depth of darkness. Therefore, they cannot be compared with Muslims whose hearts are enlightened with Iman. Verse 21. "The chilly shade and gracious heat of the sun cannot be alike." Since Makkan pagans' hearts are buried in the depth of darkness, it is referred as chilly shade which cannot benefit from the heat of the sun. Meaning, the polytheists of Makkah are not benefited from the gracious heat of Iman that is emanating from Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. Verse 22 has 3 parts. Part 22.1. The living and dead are not alike. This means the polytheists of Makkah and Muslims are not the same. Muslims are referred as living beings because of their Iman, as Makkan pagans' hearts are buried in the depth of darkness because of their idol worship. They are referred as dead people. Part 22.2. Allah can make any that He wills to hear. Allah says that He has the omnipotence power to make anyone hear, which means He can give Iman to anyone He wishes. Part 22.3. O Prophet ﷺ, you cannot make those dead bodies listen that are in graves. Since the entire discussion is about Makkan mushrikeen, whose hearts are buried in the depth of darkness because of their idol worship, this part of the verse 22.3 naturally refers to them. Here, the word grave is used as a metaphor with reference to the hearts of the Makkan pagans, which are buried in the depth of darkness as that of grave. The graves of Muslims are not dark. They are illuminated by Allah's mercy. Thus, the entire sequence of verses, Fatir 19-22, mentioned above refers to the Makkan polytheists and not to the actual dead. It is in Hadith. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, "He who remembers his Lord and he who does not are like the living and the dead." Muslim. It is in Hadith. Abu Musa radiallahu ta'ala anhu narrates that the Prophet ﷺ said, "He who remembers his Lord and he who does not are like the living and the dead." Bukhari, As-Sahih 5-2353, number 6044. Mundhiri, At-Targhib wa-Tarhib 2-256, number 2303. Asqalani, Fathul Bari 11-210, number 6044. It is in Hadith. Abu Musa radiallahu ta'ala anhu narrates that the Prophet ﷺ said, "The house in which Allah is remembered and the one in which Allah is not remembered are like the living and the dead." Muslim, As-Sahih 1-539, number 779. Ibn Hibban, As-Sahih 3-135, number 854. Abu Ya'la Al-Musnad 13-291, number 7306. Riyani Al-Musnad 1-317, number 473. Abu Naw Al-Musnad Al-Mustakhraj Ala As-Sahih Muslim 2-372, number 1771. Dailami 4-143, number 6442. Bayhaqi Shu'ab ul-Iman 1-401, number 536. Mundhiri At-Targhib wa-Tarhib 1-170, number 635. Nawawi Sharh Sahih Muslim 6-68. It is in Quran, "And they who reject our verses and those who reject the real meanings and misinterpret them and draw wrong conclusions from them are deaf and dumb in utter darkness. Whom Allah pleases, He causes to err, and whom He pleases, He puts on the right way." Al-An'am 39. Verse number 4. It is in Quran, "Surely you shall die, and they too shall surely die." Az-Zumur 30. It is in Hadith, narrated al-Mu'minin Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, Allah's Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam died while Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu was at a place called As-Sunnah Al-Aliyah. Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu stood up and said, "By Allah, Allah's Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam is not dead." Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu later on said, "By Allah, nothing occurred to my mind except that." He said, "Verily, Allah will resurrect him and he will cut the hands and legs of some men." Then Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu came and uncovered the face of Allah's Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam, kissed him and said, "Let my mother and father be sacrificed for you, O Allah's Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You are good in life and in death. By Allah, in whose hands my life is, Allah will never make you taste death twice." Then he went out and said, "O oath taker, don't be hasty." When Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu spoke, Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu sat down. Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu praised and glorified Allah and said, "No doubt, whoever worshipped Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is dead. But whoever worshipped Allah, then Allah is alive and shall never die." Then he recited, "Surely you shall die, and they too shall surely die." Az-Zumur 30. Bukhari, volume 5, book 57, number 19. Salafis, Deobandis and their like-minded groups misinterpret the above verse and hadith to mean that there is no difference between the death of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the death of a pagan mushrik, in the sense that both cannot see or hear after death. Astaghfirullah al-Azim. This claim on their part is kufr, a blatant and unpardonable kufr. No person who has some common sense can equate Allah's Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam with a pagan mushrik, both in this life and in hereafter. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. To understand the meaning of this verse, let us read a verse before this verse. We have provided below both these verses for our readers so that they understand the true meanings in this context. It is in Quran. Allah puts forth a similitude. A slave man belonging to many partners, like those who worship others along with Allah, disputing with one another, and a slave man belonging entirely to one master, like those who worship Allah alone. Are those two equal in comparison? All praises and thanks be to Allah, but most of them know not. Surely you shall die, and they too shall surely die. Az-Zumur 29-30. Verse 29 establishes that the people who worship idols are not the same as those who worship Allah. Surely the treatment, rewards and active life of Muslims after their deaths will be different from the punishment of dead mushrikeen. There are many Quranic verses and hadith and quotes which testify that prophets, Sahaba, Awliya Allah are alive. They can see, listen and pray for us. This is Allah's beneficence and reward for them. Verse number 30 describes, O Prophet ﷺ, you will die and these mushrikeen will also die. But since you are not like one of them, therefore your state after death will be exalted, totally different from their state. Your rewards and responsibilities after death are different from the punishment and torment of dead mushrikeen. It is in Quran, it is expected that your Lord will place you to praised station. Al-Isra 79. It is in Quran, your guardian or solver of grievances can only be Allah and His Apostle ﷺ, and those who believe, who establish salah and pay zakat and bow down in prayer. Al-Ma'idah 55. It is in Quran, as for those who do not have faith and indulge in evil sinful acts, do they think that we place them both in their life and their death on equal footing with those who have attained faith and do righteous deeds? Bad indeed is their judgment. Al-Jathiyah 21. It is in Quran, those are they who are truth believers. For them are grades of honor with their Lord and pardon and a bountiful provision. Al-Anfal 4.
إلهكم إله واحد فالذين لا يؤمنون بالآخرة قلوبهم منكرة وهم مستكبرون.
Translation: Your Lord is one. As to those who believe not in the hereafter, their hearts refuse to know, and they are arrogant.
لا جرم أن الله يعلم ما يسرون وما يعلنون إنه لا يحب المستكبرين.
Translation: Certainly Allah knows whatever they hide and whatever they disclose. Indeed, He does not like the arrogant.
وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُم مَّاذَا أَنزَلَ رَبُّكُمْ قَالُوا أَسَاطِيرُ الْأَوَّلِينَ.
Translation: When it is said to them, what is it that your Lord has revealed? They say, tales of the ancients.
ليحملوا أوزارهم كاملة يوم القيامة ومن أوزار الذين يضلونهم بغير علم ألا ساء ما يزرون.
Translation: On the day of resurrection, they will carry their own burden, and some of the burden of those they have led astray without any knowledge. How evil a burden they will carry.
قد مكر الذين من قبلهم فأتى الله بنيانهم من القواعد فخر عليهم السقف من فوقهم وأتاهم العذاب من حيث لا يشعرون.
Translation: Those who have gone before them had also conspired. Then Allah uprooted their structure from its foundation. The roof fell over them from above, and punishment came upon them from somewhere they did not expect.
ثم يوم القيامة يخزيهم ويقول أين شركائي الذين كنتم تشاقون فيهم قال الذين أوتوا العلم إن الخزي اليوم والسوء على الكافرين.
Translation: Then on the day of resurrection, He will disgrace them and say, where are my so-called partners for whom you used to oppose the believers? Those endowed with knowledge will say, shamefulness and disgrace surely are for unbelievers today.
الذين تتوفاهم الملائكة ظالمي أنفسهم فألقوا السلم ما كنا نعمل من سوء بلى إن الله عليم بما كنتم تعملون.
Translation: They whose souls are drawn out by the angels while they are sinning shall offer submission. We did no evil, but Allah knows well what you did.
فادخلوا أبواب جهنم خالدين فيها فلبئس مثوى المتكبرين.
Translation: Enter the gates of hell to remain in it forever. How evil is the final abode of the arrogant.
وقيل للذين اتقوا ماذا أنزل ربكم قالوا خيرا للذين أحسنوا في هذه الدنيا حسنة ولدار الآخرة خير ولنعم دار المتقين.
Translation: They whose souls are drawn out by the angels while they are sinning shall offer submission. We did no evil, but Allah knows well what you did.
جنات عدن يدخلونها تجري من تحتها الأنهار لهم فيها ما يشاءون كذلك يجزي الله المتقين.
Translation: The gardens of Eden, which they, the believers, will enter, with streams running in them. There they will have everything they wish. Thus the pious and the devout will be rewarded abundantly.
الذين تتوفاهم الملائكة طيبين يقولون سلام عليكم ادخلوا الجنة بما كنتم تعملون.
Translation: Those whom the angels take away while they are pure, they say to them, Peace be on you, enter paradise because of what you used to do.
هل ينظرون إلا أن تأتيهم الملائكة أو يأتي أمر ربك كذلك فعل الذين من قبلهم وما ظلمهم الله ولكن كانوا أنفسهم يظلمون.
Translation: Do they await anything but that the angels should come to them or your Lord's edict should come? Those who were before them had acted likewise. Allah did not wrong them, but they used to wrong themselves.
فأصابهم سيئات ما عملوا وحاق بهم ما كانوا به يستهزئون.
Translation: The evil they perpetrated overtook them, and what they mocked turned upon them.
وقال الذين أشركوا لو شاء الله ما عبدنا من دونه من شيء نحن ولا آباؤنا ولا حرمنا من دونه من شيء كذلك فعل الذين من قبلهم فهل على الرسل إلا البلاغ المبين.
Translation: The polytheists argue, had Allah willed, neither we nor our forefathers would have worshipped anything other than Allah, nor prohibited anything without His permission. Such excuses were put forward also by those who went before them, but apostles have no more responsibility than to convey the message clearly.
وَلَقَدْ بَعَثْنَا فِي كُلِّ أُمَّةٍ رَسُولًا أَنِ اعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَاجْتَنِبُوا الطَّاغُوتَ فَمِنْهُمْ مَنْ هَدَى اللَّهُ فمنهم من هدى الله ومنهم من حقت عليه الضلالة فسيروا في الأرض فانظروا كيف كان عاقبة المكذبين.
Translation: Certainly, we raised an apostle in every nation to preach, worship Allah and keep away from the rebels. Then among the people were some whom Allah guided and some among them who deserved to remain in error. So travel over the land and then observe how was the fate of the deniers. Explanation: The above verse explains that Hidayah is in Allah's hands. Allah knew about His creatures before their coming into external existence. He knew cow as cow, elephant as elephant. He also knew who will accept Hidayah and who will reject. The meaning of some among them who deserve to remain in error is Allah's Hidayah is dependent upon the nature of the person. Allah will not force a good natured man to steal or vice versa. If the person is good, he will accept the Hidayah. If not, he will reject it. Providing proofs and evidences to an ill-natured person does not make any difference to him. The evil person surely will be inclined to evil. He will surely feel happy to associate with devils and will feel satisfied in their company.
إن تحرص على هداهم فإن الله لا يهدي من يضل وما لهم من ناصرين.
Translation: Even if you are eager to guide them, Allah does not surely guide those who have gone astray. They will have no one to help them. Explanation: Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is Rahmatul lil Alameen. Therefore, he will be eager to see that everyone comes under the fold of Islam. But the problem is with individual natures of people. Some can accept the facts and some cannot. This is built in their natures. There is no one to be blamed except themselves. It is in Quran, O Prophet ﷺ, we have not sent you except for the mercy upon all the worlds. Al-Anbiya 107. The truth is Allah and His Apostle ﷺ both want people to understand the facts in this cosmos, come back to the right path and ensure their success in both the worlds. For this reason, Allah sends His apostles in the world who are most merciful to their people and who try hard to explain facts to them.
وَأَقْسَمُوا بِاللَّهِ جَهْدَ أَيْمَانِهِمْ لَا يَبْعَثُ اللَّهُ مَن يَمُوتُ بلى وعدا عليه حقا ولكن أكثر الناس لا يعلمون.
Translation: They swear emphatically in the name of Allah that He will not raise the dead. On the contrary, it is a promise incumbent on Him, though most men do not understand.
ليبين لهم الذي يختلفون فيه وليعلم الذين كفروا أنهم كانوا كاذبين.
Translation: So that He may clarify for them what they differ about, and that the disbelievers may know that they were liars.
إنما قولنا لشيء إذا أردناه أن نقول له كن فيكون.
Translation: When we want to create a thing, we only say be, and it is there. It comes into existence. Explanation: Allah's existence is absolute, His own. Other than Allah, everything else is dependent upon Him. This is the reason He is called independent being and true worshipable. Allah's attributes are infinite. His basic attributes are He is living, knowledgeable, hearing, seeing, powerful, He has will, and He can speak. He also commands. To create a thing, Allah gleams the refulgence of His attributes and epithets on the probate archetype and commands the probate archetype be, and there it comes into existence. What is created by the command be? The soul comes into existence from this command and gets associated with the probate archetype. It is in Quran, and when I have proportioned him and breathed into him something out of my soul, then fall down in front of him in prostration. Al-Hijr 29. Allah is addressing the angels saying, when He completes the body of Adam alayhi salam and associates his soul with his body, Adam alayhi salam will come into life. At that moment, all of you angels bow down in front of him in prostration as a mark of respect. From the above, it is clear that when Allah wants to bring us into external existence in this world, He first creates our material body as per the requirements of this world, then associated a specific soul with it. When these two are joined with our innate person, we come into existence. Thus, there are three things involved in our creation. That is, first, the human self or person, the human body, and human soul. What are probate archetypes? Probate archetypes are related to Allah's knowledge. These are individual frames or sketches within Allah's knowledge. Allah's knowledge is infinite and beyond the imagination of human beings. Allah knew before creating everything that the thing will be born with the specific characteristics or nature. Thus, probate archetypes exist in Allah's knowledge as evidence or probation or proof of things before they are created. Kinds of probate archetypes. Probate archetypes are of two kinds. First, facts of Allah, which are effective or active, and second, facts of universe, or facts of things, or facts of creatures, which are affected or passive. Existence of this universe is dependent upon the refulgence of the facts of Allah on the facts of creatures or things. Affected or passive probate archetypes are known as A. Facts of things, B. Awareness of Allah, and C. Facts of universe. Effective or active probate archetypes are known as A. Facts of Allah, B. Facets of knowledge, and C. Purity stone. What is the difference between facts of universe and facts of Allah? The first is Allah knows about His own attributes. The other is He knows the facts of the creatures. These two have different realities. One is knowledge, what is known to Allah about Himself. The other is awareness, subject knowledge or what is known to Allah about His creation. What is the evidence of probate archetypes? Does Allah know the creatures before their birth or after they were born? If He knew the creatures after they were born, the attribute of pre-creation ignorance will be associated with Allah. Allah's knowledge is eternal. It has neither increased nor decreased. Therefore, Allah knew the abilities of creatures before they were created.
والذين هاجروا في الله من بعد ما ظلموا لنبوئنهم في الدنيا حسنة ولأجر الآخرة أكبر لو كانوا يعلمون.
Translation: Those who migrate for the sake of Allah after they have been wrong, we will surely settle them in a good place in the world, and the reward of the hereafter is surely greater, if only they could know.
الذين صبروا وعلى ربهم يتوكلون.
Translation: Those who are patient and put their trust in their Lord.
وما أرسلنا من قبلك إلا رجالا نوحي إليهم فاسألوا أهل الذكر إن كنتم لا تعلمون.
Translation: The apostles we sent before you, O Apostle Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and to whom we revealed our message, were also human beings. If you polytheists do not know this already, then ask those who have knowledge of the scriptures.
بالبينات والزبر وأنزلنا إليك الذكر لتبين للناس ما نزل إليهم ولعلهم يتفكرون.
Translation: We sent apostles with clear proofs and divine books, and we have sent down to you, O Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the reminder, so that you may explain to people what has been revealed for them, and perhaps they will reflect.
أفأمن الذين مكروا السيئات أن يخسف الله بهم الأرض أو يأتيهم العذاب من حيث لا يشعرون.
Translation: Then do those who devise evil plots feel secure that Allah will not cause the earth to swallow them, or that the torment will not come upon them in many ways they cannot comprehend?
أو يأخذهم في تقلبهم فما هم بمعجزين.
Translation: Or that He will not seize them as they move around and they will not be able to elude His grasp.
أو يأخذهم على تخوف فإن ربكم لرؤوف رحيم.
Translation: Or that He will not destroy them gradually, but your Lord is truly gracious, most merciful.
أولم يروا إلى ما خلق الله من شيء يتفيأ ظلاله عن اليمين والشمائل سجدا لله وهم داخرون.
Translation: Have they not regarded that whatever thing Allah has created casts its shadow to the right and to the left, prostrating to Allah in utter humility? Explanation: Deviant sects like Salafis, Deobandis and their like-minded groups cite the above verse to claim that the shadow of the Prophet ﷺ was visible. This is a misleading argument. The above verse is with reference to the disbelievers who refuse to accept their Lord's absolute sovereignty in the cosmos. The verse explains that you are a creature, so remain humble in front of your Lord. Even if you deny to prostrate to Allah as per His commandments, look at your shadow during the day. At left side and right side is prostrating to Allah. Salafis, Deobandis, Kharijis and the like-minded groups have the habit of imposing verses of Quran meant for disbelievers on the Prophet ﷺ, Sahaba and Awliya Allah. First, it is in Hadith. Ibn Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu considered the Khawarij and the heretics, Salafis, Deobandis and their like-minded groups, as the verse speaks in creation, meaning worse than Satan and his subordinate shayateen, and he said, they went to verses which were revealed about the disbelievers, the pagans of Makkah, and applied them to the believers, prophets, Sahaba, Awliya Allah and Muslims. Bukhari. Second, it is in Hadith. Abdullah bin Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu narrated that the Prophet ﷺ told his companions, I am not like you, I live with my sustainer who feeds and provides me drink. Bukhari, Muslim. Third, it is in Quran. From Allah has come to you a light and a book manifest. Al-Ma'idah 15. The above verse is very clear in describing Prophet Muhammad ﷺ as Noor from Allah. In the exegesis tafsir of the above verse, many well-known ulama have confirmed that the light refers to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. First, Suyuti in Tafsir al-Jalalayn. Second, Firuzabadi in the Tafsir Ibn Abbas entitled Tanwir al-Mikhbas, page 72. Third, Imam Fakhr al-Din al-Razi in his book Tafsir al-Kabir 11-189. Fourth, Khadi Baidawi in his Tafsir Anwar al-Tanzil. Fifth, al-Baghawi in his Tafsir Ma'alim al-Tanzil 2-23. Sixth, al-Shirbini in his Tafsir al-Siraj al-Munir page 360. Seventh, Tafsir Abi Saud 4-36. Eighth, Thanullah Panipati in his Tafsir al-Mazhari 3-67. 9. Sheikh Muhammad Abdul Qadir Siddiqui rahmatullah alayh in his Tafsir al-Siddiqi. 10. Ibn Jarir al-Tabari in his Tafsir Jami al-Bayan. 11. Al-Khazin in his Tafsir 2-28. 12. Al-Nasafi in his commentary Tafsir al-Madarik 1-276. And Al-Khasimi in his Mahasin at-Tabil 6-1921. 13. Ahmad al-Sawi in his commentary on Tafsir al-Jalalayn 1-258. 14. Sayyid Mahmud al-Alusi in his commentary Tafsir Ruh al-Mani 6-97. Fourth, it is in Hadith. It is related from Jabir radiallahu ta'ala anhu that he said, I once saw the Apostle of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam on the night of a full moon. On that night he wore red striped clothing. At times I looked at the full moon and at times at the Apostle of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ultimately, I came to the conclusion that the Apostle of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was more handsome, beautiful and more radiant than the full moon. Shama'il-e-Tirmidhi. Fifth, it is in Hadith. Imam Ibn al-Jawzi in his Kitabul Wafa narrates a hadith from Abdullah bin Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu, who said, the Apostle of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam had no shadow, not while standing in the sun, but the brilliance of his light, nur, surpassed the rays of the sun, nor while sitting before a burning light, but his luminous light excelled the luster of the light. Kitab al-Wafa by Ibn al-Jawzi. Sixth, it is in Hadith. Imam Nasafi in his Tafseer-E-Asedi narrates from Uthman bin Affan radiallahu ta'ala anhu that he said to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah Almighty does not let your shadow fall on the ground, so that no foot of man can fall on it. Tafseer-E-Asedi by Imam Nasafi. Seventh, it is in Hadith. Imam Jalaluddin Suyuti in his Masail al-Kubra narrates from Ibn Saba radiallahu ta'ala anhu. This is also a unique feature of the Prophet ﷺ, that the shadow did not touch the ground because he was light, nur, and when he used to walk in the sunshine, his shadow could not be seen. Masail al-Kubra by Jalaluddin Suyuti. Eighth, it is in Hadith. Hakim Tirmidhi in his book Nawadirul Usul narrates from Zakwan radiallahu ta'ala anhu, a sahabi of the Prophet ﷺ, who said, the shadow of the Prophet ﷺ could not be seen in the brightness of the sun or in moonlight. Nawadir al-Usul by Hakim Tirmidhi. It is consensus of Islamic scholars that there was no shadow of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We have described below opinions of some of them. First, Imam Khadi Liyad rahmatullah alayh in his Ash-Shifa states, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not possess a shadow in the brightness of the sun or in the moonlight because he was light, nur. Second, Imam Ahmad Khastalani rahmatullah alayh states in Al-Mahawibul Lad-Dunya, the Prophet ﷺ did not possess a shadow in the brightness of the sun or moonlight. Third, Sheikh Abdul Haq Muhaddid Dehelvi rahmatullah alayh, who is heavily quoted by Deobandis and their like-minded groups, states in Madarij an-Nubuwa, the Prophet ﷺ shadow did not appear in sunshine nor in moonlight. Fourth, Sheikh Muhammad Abdul Qadir Siddiqui rahmatullah alayh described it in several of his books and in his Tafseer-E-Asedi that the shadow of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not appear in sunshine or in the moonlight. Fifth, Ghawth al-Azam Sheikh Abd al-Qadir al-Jilani radiallahu ta'ala anhu confirms the fact that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's shadow did not appear in sunshine or in moonlight. Correct understanding of a hadith. Salafis, Deobandis and their like-minded groups also quote following two hadith to establish that Prophet Muhammad ﷺ's shadow appeared on the ground. First, it is in hadith. Anas ibn Malik radiallahu ta'ala anhu narrates that one night the Apostle of Allah ﷺ led us in prayer, and during the prayer he stretched out his hands and then pulled it back. We said, O Apostle of Allah ﷺ, we saw you doing something in prayer that we did not see you do before. The Apostle of Allah ﷺ said, indeed, paradise was presented before me, and I saw in it fruits that were low and near. I intended to take one, but was told to hold back. Thus I held back. Then hell was presented before me, until I saw mine and your shadow in it. Thus I gestured to you to move back. Mustadrak Al-Hakim 42456. The above hadith is misunderstood by the followers of deviant sects. In the above hadith, the Prophet ﷺ says, then hell was presented before me until I saw mine and your shadow in it. Thus I gestured to you to move back. Hell has been referred to as fire in Quran, which burns human bodies as punishment. Therefore, when the hell was presented to Prophet ﷺ, the brightness of the hell was in front of him. Then, how come his shadow will appear in the hell? If at all he had a shadow, as wrongly claimed by Salafis, it will appear behind him. Therefore, the meanings of this hadith are, the Prophet ﷺ could see into the hell from a touching distance, and he gestured to move back from this kind of closeness of fire. In this hadith, I could see the shadow in it, is used as a metaphor which emphasizes the closeness with which the Prophet ﷺ witnessed the hell. It is in hadith. al-Mu'mineen Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha narrates that once while the Apostle of Allah ﷺ was on a journey, the camel of al-Mu'mineen Safiya radiallahu ta'ala anha fell ill. al-Mu'mineen Zainab radiallahu ta'ala anha, who also accompanied this journey, had an extra camel. The Apostle of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to Zainab radiallahu ta'ala anha, The camel of Safiya radiallahu ta'ala anha has become ill. Can you lend her your extra camel? She replied, should I give that Jew? Before converting to Islam, Safiya radiallahu ta'ala anha was a Jew. So, the Apostle of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not like this utterance and left Zainab radiallahu ta'ala anha for 2 or 3 months as he would not come to her. She says, until one day, at midday, I could see the shadow of the Apostle of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam approaching. Musnad Ahmad 6-132. The above hadith is misunderstood by deviant sects. The hadith states, until one day, at midday, I could see the shadow of the Apostle of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam approaching. All Umamatul Mumineen were provided with rooms adjacent to each other, close by Masjid al-Nabawi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. No one could see the inside of Prophet ﷺ's household from outside, as these rooms were always tightly closed. When Prophet Muhammad ﷺ went to see Umm-ul-Mumineen Zainab radiallahu ta'ala anha, she must have seen the Prophet ﷺ approaching her all of a sudden after a long absence. How could she see his shadow in the room at midday when there is no shadow of the body falling on the ground even outside the room? Let us look at another possibility that Prophet Muhammad ﷺ approached Umm-ul-Mumineen Zainab radiallahu ta'ala anha somewhere outside their residence. Even in this scenario, she cannot see Prophet ﷺ's shadow approaching her because the hadith mentioned the time to be midday. At midday, the sun is straight on the head and we find no shadow falling on the ground. Therefore, the meanings of the above hadith are Umm-ul-Mumineen Zainab radiallahu ta'ala anha saw Prophet ﷺ approaching her. The shadow in this hadith is used as a metaphor for sudden approach of the Prophet ﷺ in front of her. It is important that we learn Quran and Hadith in the company of truthful sheikhs of Ihsan. If we try to learn Quran and Hadith independently, we are sure to get misled and go astray. If the shadow of Prophet ﷺ was there, then we could have found its mention in many Hadith in Sahih Sitta. The above 2 hadith, which are misquoted by Salafis, Deobandis and their like-minded groups, are taken from Musnad Ahmad and Mustadrik al-Hakim. It is the practice of the deviant sects that they search the entire Islamic literature to find something which they can misinterpret to downgrade the respect and honor of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and to equate him with sinful human beings. They do the same thing with Sahaba and Awliya Allah. Who were the people who used to equate Prophet Muhammad ﷺ with normal sinful human beings? They were Makkan pagans. It is in Quran. The Makkan pagans used to say, what is there in this Apostle ﷺ and other people of Makkah? He eats food like us and goes around the markets like us. Al-Furqan 7. The deviant sects, Salafis, Deobandis, Kharijis and their like-minded groups follow the footsteps of Makkan pagans.
ولله يسجد ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من دابة والملائكة وهم لا يستكبرون.
Translation: To Allah prostrates whatever is in the heavens and whatever is on the earth, including animals and angels, and they are not arrogant. Explanation: The above is the verse of Sajda. If someone is reading it alone, should do prostration alone. If it is read loudly in an audience, the reciter and all the listeners should do prostration of recitation, Sajda-E-Tilawa, individually. The prostration can be done in sitting or standing position. In the Hanafi school of thought, prostration of recitation, Sajda-E-Tilawa, is obligatory, fard. With Shafi'i and Maliki, it is a sunnah. It is in Hadith. When you have recited a verse requiring Sajda-E-Tilawa, you should go down for sajda with Allahu Akbar and rise from sajda with Allahu Akbar, which may be performed sitting, though it is preferable to prostrate oneself from the standing position. Abu Dawud. Have the intention to do prostration of recitation. The place where you are reading or reciting Quran should be clean. Turn towards Qibla, say quietly Allahu Akbar, go into prostration once, recite the tasbih of sajda, Subhana Rabbil Ala, at least 3 times and raise from the sajda saying Allahu Akbar.
يخافون ربهم من فوقهم ويفعلون ما يؤمرون.
Translation: They have fear of Allah for His power over them and act as commanded.
وقال الله لا تتخذوا إلهين اثنين إنما هو إله واحد فإياي فارهبون.
Translation: Allah has commanded, "You shall not worship two gods. There exists only one God. I am the one, so fear me." Explanation: Many people believe in the pairs of gods and deities, one for good and the other for evil, one male and the other female. Many others have devised many gods for various purposes, and they worship their idols. Allah commands that there is no God but He, so people should pray Him only.
وله ما في السماوات والأرض وله الدين واصبا أفغير الله تتقون.
Translation: And to Him belongs whatever is in the heavens and the earth, and His obedience and devotion is obligatory. Will you then fear any other than Allah?
وما بكم من نعمة فمن الله ثم إذا مسكم الضر فإليه تجأرون.
Translation: Whatsoever the blessing you have is surely from Allah, and when in trouble you turn to Him in supplication.
ثم إذا كشف الضر عنكم إذا فريق منكم بربهم يشركون.
Translation: Yet no sooner He relieves you from the distress, some of them ascribe partners to their Lord.
ليكفروا بما آتيناهم فتمتعوا فسوف تعلمون.
Translation: As if to show their ingratitude for the favors that we bestow on them. Enjoy yourselves. Soon you will come to know the consequences.
ويجعلون لما لا يعلمون نصيبا مما رزقناهم تالله لتسألن عما كنتم تفترون.
Translation: And they assign to these idols who know nothing a share of what we have given them. By Allah, you will certainly be questioned about whatever lies you used to fabricate against Allah.
وَيَجْعَلُونَ لِلَّهِ الْبَنَاتِ سُبْحَانَهُ وَلَهُم مَّا يَشْتَهُونَ.
Translation: And they attribute angels as daughters to Allah, the Glorious. But for themselves, they would like to have what they desire most, sons.
وَإِذَا بُشِّرَ أَحَدُهُم بِالْأُنثَىٰ ظَلَّ وَجْهُهُ مُسْوَدًّا وَهُوَ كَظِيمٌ.
Translation: When one of them is brought the news of a just-born female to his wife, his face becomes darkened and he chokes with suppressed agony.
يتوارى من القوم من سوء ما بشر به أيمسكه على هون أم يدسه في التراب ألا ساء ما يحكمون.
Translation: And he hides from people for shame at the news, asking himself whether he should keep her in disgrace or bury her in the ground. How bad is the judgment that they make.
للذين لا يؤمنون بالآخرة مثل السوء ولله المثل الأعلى وهو العزيز الحكيم.
Translation: Those who do not believe in the hereafter set an evil example, and for Allah is the highest attribute. He is exalted in might and wise.
ولو يؤاخذ الله الناس بظلمهم ما ترك عليها من دابة دابة ولكن يؤخرهم إلى أجل مسمى فإذا جاء أجلهم لا يستأخرون ساعة ولا يستقدمون.
Translation: Were Allah to take mankind to task for their wrongdoing, He would not leave any living being upon earth, but He gives them respite for a specified time. So when their time comes, they cannot defer it by a single hour, nor can they advance it.
وَيَجْعَلُونَ لِلَّهِ مَا يَكْرَهُونَ وَتَصِفُ أَلْسِنَتُهُمُ الْكَذِبَ أَنَّ لَهُمُ الْحُسْنَى لَا جَرَمَ أَنَّ لَهُمُ النَّارَ وَأَنَّهُمْ مُفْرَطُونَ.
Translation: They attribute to Allah what they hate for themselves, and their tongues assert the falsehood that all good things are only for them. Without doubt, for them is the fire to which they are heading earnestly.
تالله لقد أرسلنا إلى من قبلك فزين لهم الشيطان أعمالهم فهو وليهم اليوم ولهم عذاب أليم.
Translation: By Allah, we have certainly sent apostles to nations before you, but Satan made their deeds seem attractive to them. So he is their master today, and there is a painful punishment for them.
وَمَا أَنزَلْنَا عَلَيْكَ الْكِتَابَ إِلَّا لِتُبَيِّنَ لَهُمُ الَّذِي اخْتَلَفُوا فِيهِ وَهُدًى وَرَحْمَةً لِقَوْمٍ يُؤْمِنُونَ.
Translation: We did not send down the book to you, O Prophet ﷺ, except for the purpose that you may clarify to them what they differ in, and as a guidance and mercy for a people who believe.
وَاللَّهُ أَنزَلَ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً فَأَحْيَا بِهِ الْأَرْضَ بَعْدَ مَوْتِهَا إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَةً لِقَوْمٍ يَسْمَعُونَ.
Translation: Allah sends down water from the sky with which He revives the earth after its death. There is indeed a sign in that for a people who listen.
وَإِنَّ لَكُمْ فِي الْأَنْعَامِ لَعِبْرَةً نُسْقِيكُم مِّمَّا فِي بُطُونِهِ مِن بَيْنِ فَرْثٍ وَدَمٍ لَّبَنًا خَالِصًا سَائِغًا لِّلشَّارِبِينَ.
Translation: There is indeed a model for you in the cattle. We give you to drink of that which is in their bellies from between intestinal waste and blood as pure milk, pleasant to those who drink.
وَمِن ثَمَرَاتِ النَّخِيلِ وَالْأَعْنَابِ تَتَّخِذُونَ مِنْهُ سَكَرًا وَرِزْقًا حَسَنًا إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَةً لِقَوْمٍ يَعْقِلُونَ.
Translation: Likewise, in the fruits of the date palms and the grapes, from which you derive intoxicants and wholesome food, certainly there is sign for those who understand. Explanation: Wine and all intoxicants were prohibited gradually in 3 stages.
وَأَوْحَى رَبُّكَ إِلَى النَّحْلِ أَنِ اتَّخِذِي مِنَ الْجِبَالِ بُيُوتًا وَمِنَ الشَّجَرِ وَمِمَّا يَعْرِشُونَ.
Translation: And your Lord inspired the bee, saying, Make your hives in the mountains, in the trees, and in anything which men may build for beekeeping.
ثُمَّ ثم كلي من كل الثمرات فاسلكي سبل ربك ذللا يخرج من بطونها شراب مختلف ألوانه فيه شفاء للناس إن في ذلك لآية لقوم يتفكرون.
Translation: Then eat from every kind of fruit and follow meekly the ways of your Lord. There issues from its belly a juice of diverse shades, in which there is a cure for the people. There is indeed a sign in that for the people who reflect.
والله خلقكم ثم يتوفاكم ومنكم من يرد إلى أرذل العمر لكي لا يعلم بعد علم شيئا إن الله عليم قدير.
Translation: It is Allah who creates you, then makes you die, and some reach to the old age when they forget what they had known before. Indeed, Allah is all-knowing, all-powerful.
والله فضل بعضكم على بعض في الرزق فما الذين فضلوا براد رزقهم على ما ملكت أيمانهم فهم فيه سواء أفبنعمة الله يجحدون.
Translation: Allah has favored some of you over others in the means of subsistence, but those who were favored would not hand over their provision to those whom their right hands possess, slaves, servants, subordinates, so they would be equal to them therein. Then is it the favor of Allah they reject?
صدق الله العلي العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم.